All right, so hello students. Today I just kind of wanted to give you a quick overview of this LinkedIn project that you saw open up this week in week 4. At first glance it may seem a little confusing, but I want you guys to be comfortable in the fact and rest assured that this is essentially just to create a LinkedIn profile, update it, make it look like a professional's LinkedIn profile. So we'll kind of just go through it step by step. You'll see that there's 10 total steps. They're all labeled as an assignment for this project. And you'll just go through them one by one as you do the project, and you'll see it's nothing to be intimidated by or stressed out about. So let me get my work in here. There we go. So assignment number 1 is just join LinkedIn. So if you haven't done so, just go ahead and join LinkedIn. There's a link on Blackboard for the assignment prompt. And inside of that prompt, it'll be listed Appendix A when you open it up. But inside Professionalism Assignment number 1, there's a link to an article that'll provide you some quick tips on making your LinkedIn page kind of stand out from other professionals or other students. And here in just this next slide, you'll see we kind of go through each of those points. Now, just a quick note, if for whatever reason, and I do not need to know the reason, you don't need to email me, but if you do not want a social media profile, you still have to do this project. The project still needs to be completed, but just create a profile using your first name and use student as your last name. And then at the end of the semester, or at the end of the project, or whatever, just go ahead and delete that profile, or just ignore it, or whatever. But you do need to create a profile, but you don't have to keep that profile in the future. So assignment number 2 is basically just complete your profile. And this is where the link to that article comes in. You'll see each of these are one of the points that are addressed in that article about 10 tips for using your LinkedIn profile. So after you've read that article, you should have a good idea of what to include in your profile. So you want to include your name, a heading, a background photo that shows your interest, but try to keep it professional. So if you like myself, if you like going to Chiefs games or Royals games or whatever, show pictures of you and your family at those games, but maybe don't show pictures of you guys tailgating at those games, if you know what I mean. So try to keep it professional, but make sure that you show your interests. A lot of the firms do like to see things like that. They like to see that you have interests outside of accounting, that you have a life outside of just accounting. So that's always good to put in there. You're going to include your education, of course. You're going to include a professional summary, which is essentially just kind of a short cover letter. You're just going to state your qualifications, and essentially it's basically almost bragging on yourself and why you're the person that someone would hire. You're going to list out your experience and your email, professional email, as we addressed with the resume observations. Make sure you use a professional email. Again, I would recommend just go ahead and signing up whatever email server or provider you prefer to use. Just go ahead and create a professional email address. Then you're going to list out a specialty section, and this is different from what the Career Center told you about a skills section. It's similar but different. These are basically going to be the keywords that pop up when employers are searching for people on LinkedIn. So assignments 3 and 4. Assignment number 3 is just add a professional photo. This is going to be your profile picture. My recommendation would be to have a professional headshot taken. The School of Accountancy and the College of Business Career Fairs offer this service for free for any of you that are able to attend in person or in campus. So it's a wonderful opportunity to get a free headshot taken, a free professional headshot. And if you're if you're attending those events, you're dressed in professional attire anyway, so you don't have to question that. Wear professional attire, so business professional for your headshot, not business casual. So for men, suit and tie. So just make sure that you're wearing a professional, business professional for your headshot. Assignment 4 is basically just building your connections, and in this step, it's just going to be adding me as a connection. But just a note, you really just want to make sure in the future that your connections are a value add to your profile, that they're not just adding connections so that you've got a huge quantity, that you've got 2,000 connections on LinkedIn. You want to make sure that the connections that you are adding are valuable and that they're helping your profile. Just like you would in a professional space, you're going to want to make sure that the people that you're connecting with and networking with are going to be able to help you in your career. Same thing with LinkedIn. It's quality over quantity with LinkedIn. So when you do send me a request, you need to send a personal message. I don't want to see the generic default connection message. Send me something, a little more personalized. And then don't forget, starting in this step, you need to screenshot your request to me and include it in the appendix in your memo, which we will get to at the end of this. We'll explain that memo a little bit, but you need to make sure you get a screenshot of that message. Just as another side note, you can always delete me as a connection at the end of the semester if you choose to. There's not going to be any hard feelings. I'm not going to be upset about it. I mean, obviously, I'd prefer to stay connected with you guys. It's a good way to get letters of recommendation from me if you've stood out in class. Just a good way. A lot of times your instructor is going to push out job information and job openings that they see coming up, because we get contacted by firms and recruiters all the time looking for students or looking for new graduates. So that being said, you can always get rid of me if you didn't enjoy the class, if you felt like I'm not somebody you want to be connected to. That's completely your decision, and you can delete me as a connection if you want to. So assignment number 5 is, again, being selective with your connections. So this is just an add-on to assignment number 4. So now you're going to invite 3 additional LinkedIn users, not your classmates, but professionals. So people that you want to connect with and network with outside of your cohorts and your classes, outside of myself. I'm fine with other instructors in the School of Accountancy or the College of Business. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, in the future, it's nice to stay connected to your instructors. You'll get a lot of information that way. Again, though, you need to include a message on how you know them and why they should be connecting with you. Don't just include the default connection message, because these professionals are getting a lot of requests to connect with people, and if you can make yours stand out, it's definitely advantageous for you. So again, take a screenshot of this message, this connection message. All of these for your memo. You're going to want those for your appendix. And make sure that the connections, again, that they're an added value for your profile, not just to increase the number of connections that you have. Assignment number 6 is very simple. Just join a group. In this particular assignment, we're just asking you to join the Missouri State University School of Accountancy group. It's easy. There is a link in the prompt to the group so that you can get directly to it and join it. Just a reminder that these, just like the connections you make with individuals and other professionals, these groups should add value to your profile, not just be look at how many groups I'm in. It should be something that's meaningful to you and adds value to your profile when an employer looks at it. Assignment number 7 is to basically just practice inside these groups. So you're going to join 3 to 5 value-added groups, as the prompt calls it. Again, I just explained that. Make sure there's something that is going to add some value to your profile when an employer or a potential connection looks at it. These can be professional organizations. They can be employers or academic affiliations like Beta Alpha Psi or Accounting Club, or if you're in another student organization. Those are always good to join with your LinkedIn profile. Again, just a reminder to take a screenshot of your group affiliations for your memo. You'll want those, again, for your appendix at the end of this project. So assignment number 8 is to practice your social interactions in those groups. So provide 2 likes and 1 comment on discussions in those different groups. I just want to say that the School of Accountancy group is not eligible for this assignment. Make sure it's in one of those other 3 to 5 other groups that you're joining. I'd like you to make a minimum of likes and comments in 3 groups. So if you join 5, just make comments and likes in 3 of those groups. So screenshot your memo, or screenshot your likes and comments for your memo. You'll want those for the appendix. And assignment number 9, this is the one I feel like maybe we're going to get some confusion on. This is to post a professional event, and you can do this by either uploading pictures of speakers at an event and tagging those speakers. So, you know, if I was the speaker, it'd be at Kyle Gooden and at Missouri State University. Or you can upload a picture of yourself with the speakers or the event coordinator, and thank them by tagging them as well. Same thing as the bullet point up above. Use keywords in a 1-sentence recap of what you've learned from the speakers or learned at that event. Professionals like to see that people are paying attention and they're receiving good feedback for the time that they're spending away from home, or the extra time that they're giving up at work. It does not, this is the part I want to iterate for you guys, because I know some of you are distance learners, you're not in Springfield. You may have other reasons why you don't want to get out and about in Springfield. That's fine. But this doesn't need to be related to Missouri State University. You can go to a philanthropy event, like a volunteer event or something, work event. If you've got a job and your work does volunteer work, post a picture of that. If you're going to CPE, like a continuing education course at your employer, take a screenshot of that, a conference or anything. If you have questions about this, I am going to try to be as flexible as possible with this, particularly for anyone that's a distance learner I understand this may be difficult for some of you, but I also know that there's no reason you can't find a way to do this. If you have questions, please email me or set up a Zoom meeting on the appointment page with me, and we will talk through it. As I've mentioned to you guys before, my goal is to see you guys succeed in this class, and I don't want one little thing in this project to be the reason you don't complete the project. Like I said, if you have any questions or concerns, just email me or set up an appointment with me. I'm more than happy to talk to you guys. Again, you're going to want to screenshot this for your memo. You'll add that to your appendix. So assignment 10 is to write a memo. Don't worry, we'll discuss memos later on in the semester before this is due, so you guys have an idea of the setup of a memo, the way the templates, the way we want them to look. So you're basically just going to discuss the pros and cons of using LinkedIn for professional networking. You're going to provide a brief discussion on each of the assignments. You're going to conclude with a discussion about what you found rewarding and difficult, and whether you perceive value in maintaining a LinkedIn profile past this project. And then you're going to attach all those screenshots that I keep reminding you about. You're going to attach those as an appendix to your memo. So it'll basically just say, like, if you notice, look at your assignment prompt up here, it just says Appendix A. You're going to do something very similar and attach all those screenshots into a Word document. That's all explained in your prompt. But again, if you do have questions, please contact me. So just to wrap it up, I hope this helped. I hope this helped clear things up. I hope you're not so nervous or stressed out about this assignment now, and you can see it's actually pretty simple. You're basically just going to create a LinkedIn profile and maintain it for a few weeks. But again, questions, concerns, comments, just shoot me an email or set up an appointment, office hours, set up an appointment via Zoom, whatever you guys want to do. I'm here to answer your questions. Thanks.